Hi guys, welcome to Winsome Cottage Garden. My name is Hannah and I'm so glad that you decided to join me today. We are at the cottage working in the bed that we were working on in our last video, which is the lilac bed is what we're going to be calling it. Last time what you saw, and I'll link it below in case you missed us, is us redefining the edge of that bed. So getting the metal edging in, and we moved one of the lilacs. We still have one more lilac to move, which will probably be in this video. But the other thing we're going to be doing is using a cardboard method, like a no-dig-ish method, to cover over the grass and mulch over that to kind of kill it off in the next 6 months to a year or so. So what we're going to be doing in this video is getting that cardboard out, doing the bed, and you'll also see us plant a couple more things that I'm really excited about in that bed. You probably saw me fussing with some plants in the background for quite some time. It's because I was really struggling with the spacing. I actually got out my measuring tape, which I don't usually do. But I wanted to make sure we get this right and give everything enough space because I'm fudging it a little. And I want to make sure I'm not fudging it too much, because this is actually something I saw at, I think it was a country club where the nonprofit I work for had a fundraising event. And it struck me as just the most beautiful combination that I knew I had to find a spot for it somewhere. And I did. We made this spot. Like, ever since my dad and I were talking about expanding this bed, I knew that I was going to get my combination here. So I want to walk you through these plants real quick. We'll give more details at the very end when everything's buttoned up, but I kind of show you my thinking midway and what I'm going to be doing to help prep this area for them. Right here we have a big drift, or what will be a big drift, which is a combination of hibiscus and Russian sage. The Russian sage are denim and lace by Proven Winners, which are supposed to stay more upright and compact compared to some of the older varieties of Russian sage. You guys might remember that we actually just took some out of the bed up there. That variety was actually a really old-fashioned type that spread itself everywhere. We wanted some back because the pollinators love them. They are such a icy blue beauty, and like it's a really nice thing to add to your beds for like a pop of different foliage. We also knew that we wanted something that stayed the size we wanted to stay. So we went with this denim and lace variety from Proven Winners. And we also have two different kinds of hibiscus, but also a similar width, 5.5 feet wide. So you can tell these denim and lace get 30 to 34 inches wide, and they're offset a little bit, but I wanted to make sure the combo I had seen years ago, and it's always reminded me, was the big, beautiful hibiscus flower with the icy blue foliage poking out around it. So we're trying to offset this a little bit. It'll look weird for a couple years, but once these guys fill in, it'll be a very full hedge. And I ended up going about 40 inches, but from center of hibiscus to center of Russian sage all the way around. I think what that will do is really fill up this whole space with a sweep of beautiful light color. And I mean, the foliage on the Russian sage is beautiful too. But I had to get the spacing right, because what we're gonna do now, or I'm gonna do more accurately, I'm going to dig the sod about double the width of the can out. Then I'm going to plant them for all of these things. We are in the process of doing a no-dig method that I've used in a couple of areas. It's worked pretty well. But what it means is we're going to cardboard right up to them. But I want to make sure that the sod is away from it so they don't have any competing right where we're introducing it. That's just going to be so pretty. I'm so excited. Okay, Molly has just one more load of mulch to do. And I thought I would kind of explain to you what we're doing with the cardboard so you could understand our process a little bit more. What we've got all along this bed where we didn't remove the sod is cardboard that we've layered. You want at least 6 inches, 4 to 6 inches overlap. And then what we're going to do, we're not doing it quite yet because she's still getting mulch, is you wet it down completely before you put the mulch on. And then we also wet the mulch because the mulch tends to kind of suck water back in. So any plants we had, we actually dug around. So there was sod removed. And then we kind of have just gone up to them. You can see that little iris that we've put in. But then afterwards, you put about 4 inches of mulch. So you do it really nice and thick and water it back down. And to be honest, you can't tell that there was grass there. There might be along the edges, it might pop up again, probably like in the spring. But in general, that happens anyway. So it's just like, look at this bed. It's like you couldn't tell that it wasn't here 2 days ago. Look at it. While she's going to get the last load of mulch, I thought I would kind of give you some stats on the plants we have in here. Now, the 3 big lilac were here. They were all one big clump that was right there that was way too close. These also have grown way bigger than they're supposed to, so we separated them. We were able to get pretty good root balls, so we think that they'll really like this space a lot more. We also added all of these plants in here. So let's start right up top with this guy. This is a Midnight Masquerade's penstemon, also known as beard tongue. It has this really cool dark purpley foliage. You can kind of see, this one actually has some hard water stains on it. That was how it was being watered at the nursery. I should also mention all of these we got in nursery end of season sales. Got deals on them. But this guy is a zone 3 through 8. It gets about 36 to 40 inches tall and will get 28 to 32 inches wide with bright plumes of like a lilac-y purple. So this is going to be just a nice little spray right here. Right next to it is another beautiful spray-like flower. This is a denim and lace Russian sage. Now, we had some old Russian sage, I think I said earlier in this video, up there that we took out. This is an improved version that doesn't flop and doesn't spread quite as much, though it still gets quite large. This will get 28 to 32 inches tall, and it'll get about 34 to 38 inches wide. So I think the way that this will poke out amongst the different hibiscus, we have 4 of them, 1 in between each hibiscus and 1 on the end. It's going to be so pretty. Now, this hibiscus is a summerific berry awesome hibiscus that will get 48 inches tall, so about 4 feet tall and about 5-ish feet wide. It is like a beautiful, I'll put a picture up, beautiful, deeper colored foliage with a pink flower with a red center that is just gorgeous. This is a zone 4 through 9, so still pretty hardy. And then, so there's one of those there, and there's one of those here. This guy is actually a dark mystery hibiscus. It has a light pink flower with a dark red magenta center that is just beautiful, and I think will be striking in between these two. It grows a little bit taller. This will get about 5 to 5.5 feet tall and about 5 feet wide. So I think this little sweep is just so sweet. We also repeated the penstemon, so there's 1 there, 1 here, and 1 there. These iris were actually the ones we pulled out of that bed. They're like a light blue. They were here when we moved in, so we don't know exactly what variety they are, but this is where their new home is. And this right here, which is about to be mulched, is actually one of our Shriner irises that we bought this year. This is one called Old Black Magic that is got a really pretty black flower with an orange beard and some purple veining right at the base of the standards. So it's looking pretty fabulous, if I do say so myself. All that's left to do is wait for the last load, and I think Molly is bringing it now. Last load, last load. Can you make it, or do you need me to move it? Okay. You got it. Are you ready for the last load?
I think so.
Okay, here is a bird's eye view of it all finished up. I think we can agree it looks like it was meant to be just like that. Okay guys, that's actually where I'm going to end this video, with that bird's eye view, but I'm so pleased that we were able to get it done. And actually the last couple videos, you might have guessed, has actually taken course over the course of a weekend. So we've really moved mountains, our family crew, and getting the beds reclaimed and redefining this one. We have a couple more redefining projects coming up in the next month or so that we want to try and squeeze in a little bit before winter. Hopefully you guys can stick around and watch that with us. I'm so glad that you guys decided to join us today. If you liked this video, please make sure to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye bye.